Rocky and Sons Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Oh, yeah, and electric. This is Trixie. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, yeah. Well, I don't know, ma'am. It sounds like kind of a big job. Hard to say, but I'd put 200 to 300 bucks at least. Uh-huh. Well, suit yourself then. Oh, and be sure to call us if you change your mind. Bye now.
Well, I can understand why Trixie might be feeling somewhat laid back. After all, it didn't seem like the phones were exactly ringing off the hook, now did it? But something tells me that the bottom line at Rocky and Sons might benefit more from a different approach. You see, when business is slow, the natural tendency for CSR might be to slow down as well. And that can result in lost revenues at a time when your company may need them the most. The key is not only in understanding why the situation warrants action, but also in knowing what action to take. And that's what today's topic is all about. When business is slow, it isn't a good idea to sit back and let fate take its course. It isn't time to give in thinking the situation is beyond your ability to control. On the contrary, if anything, this is the time to be more proactive, to realize that you definitely can make a difference. The key here is understanding the value of your closing ratio, which represents the number of calls you've booked for service compared to the number of calls you've received. This figure is vitally important because it affects both the pace and the profitability of your shop. Let's take a look at some numbers as an example. Suppose business was normal and you received 50 calls. If out of those 50 calls you were able to close on 60%, that would mean you booked 30 service calls. Now, suppose business slowed down a bit and you only received 35 calls. Well, you'd need to close a much higher percentage in order to keep your shop running as before, wouldn't you? In fact, you'd need to book 86% of those incoming calls just to keep up the volume of business you had previously. So what does all this mean? It means every call is precious and must be treated as such. It also means you should have a few special call-taking procedures, tools that are ready to implement quickly, albeit temporarily, in order to help bolster your closing ratio when business is slow.
Yes, I can appreciate how you feel, but we'd really like to show you what a great job we can do for you. So, as a first-time customer, I'm going to waive the dispatch fee on the service call for you. How does that sound? Oh, you're very welcome, Miss Everett. Now, when would be convenient for you to have one of our professional service technicians come to your home?
As Susan showed, one successful approach is offering to waive your company's dispatch fee. Another option is to offer 100% satisfaction with the dispatch fee. Often, these small gestures can make the difference between booking and losing the call. And the small sacrifice you've made in your minimum fee will be well worth the increased revenue. Remember, a busy shop is a more efficient shop. It is better to keep techs busy in the field, even if revenues are a bit lower, than to have them sitting around your shop waiting for the next dispatch.
Yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am, but we charge a fee just to come out and look at the problem. That's right, for the technician's very valuable time. Oh, no, I'm sorry, but I'm not authorized to do that. Okay then. Oh, you have a nice day too. Bye now.
Hey, Trixie doll, you got any work for me yet? Because I'm like going, I don't know, what do you call stir crazy, just sitting around doing nothing, you know?
Oh, sorry, Sammy, nothing yet, but I'm working on it.
Other ideas for booking more calls include offering additional free services or specials. You could include free valve tagging or carbon monoxide tests, run free dye tablet tests for the plumbing systems, discount add-on job tasks, you name it. The number of possibilities is only as limited as the imagination of everyone at your shop. Well, so much for when things are slow. What about when it's busy? You're probably wondering why you should even worry about booking calls when it's busy. Heck, you probably have your hands full just getting to all the calls that are coming in, right? Well, the potential problem when it's busy is just that. You're so concerned with answering the calls that answering and not selling mistakenly becomes your priority. In fact, the busier it gets, the less value individual customers seem to have. They become expendable, and that can be very dangerous indeed. Why? Because undermining the value of the very people who keep you and your shop in business is a step toward disaster for any shop. Callers are potential customers, and customers represent business. They may even become potential lifelong customers, which means they potentially represent very large sources of business on their own and through referrals.
Why, thank you, Mr. Phillips. That's very nice of you. So he'll be calling this afternoon? That's great. Mm-hmm. Oh, sure, I'd be happy to offer that same air conditioning pre-summer special to him as well. Oh, you're very welcome. I will. And you too. Goodbye, and thanks again for the referral. Bye-bye.
But if you start treating callers like they're a dime a dozen, and you don't make it a priority to book every call because you know more calls will come in, well then, I promise you that it won't be long before those phones begin to ring less and less frequently. Why? Because the very attention to quality, caring, and fine customer service that got those phones to ring in the first place will have vanished. And you can bet it won't be too long before customers look for another service provider to fill that void. So take the time to be courteous, to listen to your callers, and to put forth your best effort to book every service call. Treat each call as though it were the only call of the day. The time and effort you spend on each call is an investment in your company's future success. You'll be glad you did. Well, that's all the time we have for today, so I'll leave you with that thought. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you next time.